What it do? YouTube/Patreon/bit. Shoot. Today's video, I want to chime in with a quick impromptu video. Today's video, I was having this discussion, with a few people a couple of days ago, and we were just talking about it like other world leaders, even Congress, and well, that's the thing. I don't even think it's even Congress though, but really just either like just other world leaders and stuff like Russia, China, like Germany, like places like that. They're trying to figure out like what's up with like the pricing situation in America, but not even them as countries, because if you're from America, then you already know this, especially certain states. Like you have a certain state, like you know, just random states. You know what I mean? Like they have like the lowest tax. Like you know what I mean? Like if you Google states with the lowest tax, it'll pull up a few states they got lower taxes than other states. But if you're from like big cities or like places where places that accumulate a lot of revenue, you know what I mean? Like like LA or Chicago or New York, or you know what I mean, like a ATL, like a Texas. I'm just giving like examples of just like the most popular big cities and stuff. And it's been a lot of movies been shot out there in LA. It's been a lot, Hollywood and shit out there and all that. Like places, they got like towns and cities that generate revenue. So their pricing is gonna be a little bit more for that place, if that makes sense. Like inflation, that's what they saying. But it's deeper than that though. That's what I was saying. Like other world leaders trying to figure it out. But the thing about it is that people that's already from America, we've been trying to figure that out. Like, why is it that if it's a, like, for like a juice or something, be like, on a tag, it'll say $1.50 for a juice or a soda. Let's say like a Mountain Dew, right? And I'm just guesstimating because that shit way more. It'd be like $2.50 for a Mountain Dew, and then you can bring it up at the cash register. Shit come out to be like $4 or $5. You see what I'm saying? It's the tax situation. See, tax to me is the greatest Ponzi scheme ever known in human history, and it was basically created by these elitists. I'm not gonna say no names, but you know what I mean. These elitists, 1776. That was really going into the Transcendental era, which Fallout 76, talks about that, because Fallout 76 is really talking about 1776 and shit like that, but like I said, these elitists, so you know what I'm talking about if you paying attention. So they created tax because they want basically just to take from the people of this land, right? You know what I'm saying? They want to just take as much as possible and keep the rich. Hold on, I'm tweaking. Keep the rich, of course, and the poor. That's what I meant to say. And they do that by various little schemes like tax, property tax, what I'm saying, like all that different type of stuff, what I mean, just tax in general. That's like their biggest money maker. Uh, and like I said, you got different areas like Chicago and shit like that, which I'm from that area. You see what I'm saying? I'm from there, so I know, like, even if you're not even in Chicago, even if you go out to like Peoria or some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Or you go to or some shit, or some other shit that's outside. You go to motherfucking Blue Island or some shit, or which is still technically Chicago, low key. That's still in the area. Or even if you go to Aurora or Bolingbrook, just a little bit outside the city and shit, like an hour, maybe 2 hours, Champagne, just like an hour or two. Anywhere you go, especially in the city, the tax is gonna be super high unless you go to one of those little hood shops and shit, like an actual convenience store where they be having like the penny candy, 5 cent candy, the 10 cent candy, you know what I'm saying, the 25 cent candy, all that shit. You know what I mean? They got the high crunchy curls for 50 cent, little small bags. Then they got the other ones, the other crunchy curls that I think they made by Jay's. They in a little the clear plastic bag and shit. Like they got all the hood shit, but it's for the low. They got the mini Swisher Sweets, like 75 cent, two for 75 cent or some shit like that. But with inflation, the shit is rising. So you got different places, but if you're from high, like expensive areas, basically, that have a high value. Chicago has a high value just in land. It generates revenue because you got the Bulls, the Chicago Bears, you got the White Sox, the Cubs, the Blackhawks, you know what I'm saying? So, like, oh yeah, Chicago Sky, I can't forget about y'all. That's my fucking team. You know what I'm saying? And they win championships, that generates revenue. You know what I'm saying? So the more money they generate and shit, the more the prices and shit's gonna rise up. We got a lot of movies that have been shot there, like Chucky, Candyman, what's it called, The Breakfast Club. I think Transformers have been shot there. What else? Motherfucking what's that movie? Fallen by Denzel Washington. It's a lot of different movies. I can't even name all of them and shit, but you get what I'm saying. And it just the tax will be more in a place like that because it's a high value area, but they generate money just off the city and shit from the activities that city has, the businesses and stuff like that. Just like with a New York, which even has even more people just in the city, like 19, 20 million people that's living in the city and shit. It's gonna be way more expensive. And plus, New York, you know what I'm saying, home of hip hop. They got a lot of movies that have been shot there. You know what I mean? They just generate revenue as a state, as a city. They generate revenue. So the taxes and shit's gonna be higher, especially if it's in a certain area and all that, demographic, all that shit. So that's that. But just the whole idea of tax is a Ponzi scheme because that's how they make most of their money. Excuse me. And yeah, that's why they try to put out so much different stuff so they can tax it, like with the prohibition with alcohol and shit. Motherfuckers were still making it because it was a high demand. People wanted to drink, and the value of it was insane. But ain't no taxes on the black market, you see. But that's why the government said, "Fuck it, we gonna legalize it, so we can tax it." They seen that tobacco was a plant, it was at very high demand. Still is to the day. We gonna add some chemicals to it, kill these motherfuckers at the same time, but we gonna tax it. Same thing with cannabis, Delta 8, hemp, CBD, you know what I mean? Delta 9, all that shit. Just, give you an example. We're gonna legalize it. We're gonna tax it. You see what I'm saying? And it's already making money without taxes. It's already making money without taxes. So we gonna tax it. We gonna double that price. Same thing with war, all that shit. We gonna fund wars on both sides so we can depopulate the numbers, rewrite history, and make a lot of money off that. Because death generates a lot of money. Um, you know what I mean? Really, that's pretty much what it is. War, which is pretty much death, generates a lot of money. And we gonna tax it and double that shit. And just keep motherfuckers down while we stay up by, limiting like like just certain resources and stuff like that. So tax just within itself is just a Ponzi scheme. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's why so much in-house fighting right now with certain parts of the Illuminati family. They say it's 13 different families, but a lot of the families you don't even hear of, or you never heard of, or you never even seen. But a lot of them, people don't even know they so-called black, melanated. Then you got some that's not, but they still extension of that family due to the mixing and all that bullshit. But I'm talking about the ones that's in power though. See, that's what people don't tell you. All the 13 Illuminati families not in power. You got certain ones in that family, which you already know, just so greedy, money hungry, would do anything to step on you to get ahead. You know what I mean? And those are the ones that's in power right now. But you got other actual families from the Illuminati bloodline you never even hear about, but they not like rich or powerful. But their bloodline is powerful and motherfuckers know who they is. They have a voice and they got power in a different way besides money, let's say that. But it's certain, branches of the Illuminati family or the 13 bloodlines that has the most power and they doing all this shit. See, that's the shit they don't tell you. And yeah, that's what I personally believe. Like, but world leaders and shit from different countries just trying to figure it out, like inflation. Because think about it, with all this shit that's going on now, the pandemic and the death toll, the violence, the crime, the starvation, the homelessness. You know what I mean? Just death by design, right? All the stuff that's going on right now. You know what I mean? It's just all basically like to cause inflation. To cause inflation, but to actually it's really like it's a web of things, of different things that kind of have a similar outcome where they stay on top. And basically, the stuff that's going on right now, all the stuff I just named, is all to cause inflation and to make the prices rise even higher so the tax can go even higher. So the price saying, oh, it's $10 or some shit for some honey. You ring that shit up, that shit come out to like $15, $20. You're like, what the fuck? See what I'm saying? It's all just a Ponzi scheme, just tax. It's collateral, basically. Just basically what it is, you know what I mean? Like that's how I see it, you know what I'm saying? Allegedly, that's what they say. But that's how I see it, man. Wake the damn up.